Few people have managed to understand how a legendary and controversial rock star like Elton John became one of the people closest to Lady Di. The friendship between them became such a powerful and personal bond that Elton was one of the few chosen ones who remained faithful to the life and memory of the princess. After the death of Diana in 1997, John, with a broken heart, dedicated an emotional song to her at her funeral. In this video, we will tell you all about their friendship between Princess Di and Elton John. The story of Elton John and Diana won't surprise us much if we knew that the British royal family had been fans of Elton John since the 70s. Both the mother of Queen Elizabeth and her sister, Princess Margaret, were devoted to the British pianist, and Elton came to accompany Margaret to various art events at that time. He was also one of the musicians who would always play for Prince Charles at the annual concerts of his charitable foundation, the Prince's Trust. This closeness encouraged John and Diana to meet each other. Their first meeting happened at Windsor Castle, where so many royal weddings have been celebrated, like Meghan Markle and Harry's last year, which Elton John also attended. But that's another story. It was February of '81 and It was February at the party of Prince Andrew's 21st birthday. On that day, John recalled, "When I arrived, there was no one there but the dance band and Princess Diana. We danced to Charleston alone on the floor for 20 minutes. However, the most amazing thing that was yet to come, because later on that same evening, Princess Anne, the sister of Prince Charles, approached the pianist and asked if he wanted to dance, and John, of course, could not refuse." This is how Elton found himself dancing in a nightclub with one of the main heirs to the throne of Great Britain. After a few songs, someone extraordinary approached the legendary singer and asked if he would like to dance. That person was no other than the Queen of England. Elton John would remember that day as the moment when he danced with the monarch of the United Kingdom to the famous rock and roll song, Rock Around the Clock, but also the day in which he began his friendship with Lady Di. That same year, Princess Diana married Prince Charles, and in a short time, Lady Di was already one of the most popular royalty personalities in the world. Elton would remain close to the royal family during the 80s and gradually began to admire Lady Di for her unique and kind personality. The princess was different from other figures of the monarchy, and her eagerness to help those in need made her break the rules of society on numerous occasions. One of the most important gestures happened in 1987 when Diana visited HIV patients at the London Middlesex Hospital to talk to them, shake hands with them, and take photos with them. This served to shed light on a problem which society had turned its back to, and Lady Di started the first step for the treatment and cure of this terrible virus. Because of this, Elton John paid great respect and admiration to the princess, whom people had already nicknamed the People's Princess, and later they collaborated in numerous charitable acts. But John was not Diana's only friend. Among others, there are stories about Diana's relationship with Freddie Mercury, which you can find on our page. Also, there was the prestigious fashion designer Gianni Versace, who was also a very good friend of Elton John's. Lady Di was a woman who could unite most unique people, and because of that admiration she had for Versace and the love she had for culture and fashion, the three were often cited at Diana's residence to eat and chat. Elton John remembers when he met little Prince Harry during a private lunch that the princess had planned at the Palace of Kensington for him and Versace. According to Elton, Harry was a sweet and shy boy who would later inherit his mother's warmth, sense of humor, and courage to fight for his ideas. However, the link between Diana and Elton broke due to several incidents in which John did not want to give many details about. As Elton once said, Diana left early for a charity event in which they both attended, and after several discussions, they stopped talking for several months. The truth is that Elton has never been a peaceful and relaxed person, as shown in his pride and temperament probably didn't help his personal conflicts. However, what definitely broke their bond was the book that Gianni Versace and Elton published in 1996, a volume entitled Rock and Royalty, which showed photos of the royal family, including Diana and her children, as well as several photos of half-naked models. Lady Di thought that this could enrage the Queen, so she completely broke the link with Elton John and Versace. However, Diana was again next to Elton John when they both went to the funeral of their great friend Gianni Versace, who was murdered in July of 1997 in Miami. Although since then, Elton and Diana resumed their intimate friendship, 6 weeks later, the princess died in a traffic accident in Paris, and the world mourned the loss of one of the last icons of the 20th century. Elton, who had lost two of his best friends in one summer, knew he had to pay a tribute to Diana, and for that reason, he rewrote the song Candle in the Wind with Bernie Taupin, which was the theme dedicated to Marilyn Monroe. They changed the lyrics to dedicate it to Goodbye England's Rose. Elton John played this emotional song at Diana's funeral, and he fought to keep his tears from falling while he was singing. The legendary tribute quickly peaked at #1 on the world charts and stayed on top for 14 weeks. Elton won a Grammy the following year for the new version. Years later, Elton refused to play the song again, except when Diana's children, William and Harry, asked him to. It's no doubt that the wonderful friendship that Diana and Elton John had breaks our hearts. What do you think about the friendship between Elton and Diana? And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and check out our videos. So until next time.